What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on first today, I think we're talking about Cam Newton and how he's been signed by the New England Patriots. So let's see what they have to say about that.
If you're the New England Patriots, I expect you to win the AFC East. If you win the AFC East, the likelihood is that you'll be a top 2 seed in all likelihood because you got at least a 4-game bye against Miami and the New York Jets. As far as I'm concerned, you'll probably be in line to battle for one of the top 2 records in the AFC. And as a result, you're just talking about the need to win one game at Foxborough. That's my mentality, and that's where I come up with an AFC championship game berth. Obviously, Baltimore and Kansas City are the 2 best teams in the AFC. We can't ignore Pittsburgh. I think they're going to be a threat this season.
Oh yeah, don't sleep on Pittsburgh. Big Ben's back.
We can't ignore Houston. We can't ignore Indy with Phillip Rivers because of the pieces that they have around them.
Oh yeah, Houston's going to be taking care of business with Deshaun Watson. And as far as the Indianapolis Colts and Phillip Rivers, I don't have too much to say about that guy. So let's continue.
And I think because of being in the AFC East, that particular division, along with the fact that I anticipate that they'll only have to win one game at Foxborough in order to be in an AFC championship game, that's where I come to the AFC championship game being a reasonable conclusion with Cam Newton and the New England Patriots.
You got a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve. This is that same dude, Stephen A. Smith. This Stephen B. Smith today. That's your B game, brother.
Ouch.
Stephen A. Smith been talking about nonstop. Who did Brady have to throw to? Brady. Brady's still elite, but he didn't have anyone to throw to, yada, yada. Who's got to throw to now? What, do the Patriots suddenly have a revamped offensive weapons everywhere you look? Still no one to throw to, except also no Gronkowski, who is with the...
So Max is definitely right about that. Not much has changed for the New England Patriots other than the quarterback. Cam Newton's a baller, and I think he's going to do great this year. But still, he has as many weapons as Tom Brady had last year, which wasn't much. And again, I don't know. They shouldn't have gotten rid of Tom Brady or let him get away from them. So they went 12-4 last year. They made the playoffs. They made the wild card. Sure, they lost. But still, there's plenty of other teams that wish they could have made the playoffs with a quarterback that's as old as Tom Brady. And it's not like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they went to the Super Bowl, the defending Super Bowl champions. So I definitely wouldn't have got rid of Tom Brady off of what happened last year because that was a decent year. Any team would be happy to have that. And now that, Cam Newton's there, they still have the same weapons or lack thereof. So I don't know how that's going to work. I kind of want to see Cam Newton play there for 2 years because this first year is going to be his time to adjust and get used to the system. In the second year, they can get some couple draft picks. They can get a couple guys. Maybe Antonio Brown can come play with them. But I think it's going to be, things might work out, but Max Kellerman is right about that. So let's continue.
Bucks. So why is it that they should suddenly wind up deep in the playoffs? Why should this team wind up deep in the playoffs when the Buffalo Bills are the rising power? When all it was is Brady is bereft of weapons. Remember that, Stephen A? It's ringing in my ears. I go to sleep at night. Bereft of weapons. That's all I hear.
Yeah, I know about the bereft of weapons. But let's take a quick look at the AFC East. So the Buffalo Bills have Mr. Josh Allen and company. They're definitely a team on the rise. They were a playoff team last year. The New York Jets with Mr. Sam Darnold. So hopefully he won't be seeing ghosts this year, or not as many ghosts this year. And the Dolphins with Mr. Tua Tagovailoa and Ryan Fitzgerald. I kind of want Tua Tagovailoa to take it easy this year and not try to push things. I kind of like him to have a redshirt year, kind of something like that, because I don't want him to get re-injured again. I want to make sure he's as much healed up and he can learn the system and just do it the best that he can do. And I think he could probably do it in the second year. So I kind of want this to be like a redshirt year for Tua Tagovailoa. But other than that, I'm looking at Cam Newton and New England Patriots cleaning the house with the AFC and just taking care of business. And if Cam Newton picks up small weapons, like if Antonio Brown signs with the New England Patriots, there's going to be some problems. There's definitely going to be some problems in the AFC, and they're going to be coming from the New England Patriots. So let's continue.
Your voice echoing about he's bereft of weapons. But now you got him deep in the playoffs. Tom Brady, who with the same New England team last year, offensive weapons, couldn't get the must-win game in Miami to get a bye, and then lost the first time he touched the ball in the playoffs. Excuses. Now they sign Cam Newton coming off injury. And because of coronavirus, we don't even know, he hasn't even been able to work out for teams, so we really have some sense of where he is. Coming off injury. Hasn't been himself in 2-3 years now. But you have him making a...
Yeah, but you can't say for 2 or 3 years now. Maybe 2019 when Cam Newton was hurt and wasn't playing, you can say obviously that wasn't a good year. But in 2018, a lot of his stats, he had a career year in 2018. So I would not say that, Cam Newton's been falling off for the past 2 or 3 years. Like I said, 2018, he definitely put in work and he did a great job. So I don't know where Max is, embellishing how bad he thinks Cam Newton was doing over the past 2 or 3 years. So let's continue.
Deep run in the playoffs against this much improved division. Don't forget, Sam Darnold is a year older, more experienced. You got Tua in Miami, and you got the Bills. No, don't try to raise the standards for Cam when you just lowered them for Tom Brady. Here's what Cam has to do. Cam has to, if he's healthy, have a good season, and the Patriots have to make the playoffs. Anything past that is gravy. I think there's going to be some gravy. Look, the reason...
Yeah, there probably is going to be some gravy. So sorry to stop it again. So I would switch the Buffalo Bills with the Pittsburgh Steelers because I think just with the fact that the Ben Roethlisberger is coming back, I would definitely put them above the Bills. And I know the Buffalo Bills were a playoff team last year, but like I said, that's how much respect I have for Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Tomlin, and Juju Smith and company. I think they're going to take care of business this year and definitely take care of business with the Buffalo Bills. So let's continue.
And it will look like the offensive weapons are better in New England this year is because Cam will make them better. Because you can't have the same number of defensive backs on the field with Cam playing quarterback as you can with Brady playing quarterback. Because with Bill Belichick as coach, he's not just going to be throwing the ball all the way down the field, thereby lowering his completion percentage. There'll be more short and intermediate passes to go with the deep threat. Cam Newton will have a very good bounce-back season if healthy. The Patriots will make the playoffs, but that's all you can expect from him this season. Anything more than that is praiseworthy.
So again, I kind of agree with Max Kellerman about there being no weapons like what Tom Brady had last year, but we never know. Cam Newton come out here and just explode on the scene again. And with Bill Belichick, the coaching guru, you never know what could happen. I mean, you really have no clue what can happen when you have a mastermind like Bill Belichick and a guy like Cam Newton, who's almost took his team undefeated. He made it to a Super Bowl, so we know he's a Super Bowl caliber type quarterback. So the sky's really the limit. I think everything will work out. If Cam Newton can mind his P's and Q's, try to hold back his ego and buy into what Bill Belichick has for him, I think they can do very well. I think they can do very well together. But again, Cam Newton's going to have to check his ego. He's going to have to not pout when things don't go his way like he's done before when he's lost. I just let him buy into the system. I really wish Cam Newton would have signed a 2-year deal because I think he only signed a 1-year deal. So I think he's going to need about 2 years. The first year, I think he can do good and, things will progress. They'll do good. But I think in the second year is when they can get some draft picks. They can get some, free agents to come on over like Antonio Brown. And then I think they can really take care of business. But I think things will be all right. I think Cam Newton will be all right with the New England Patriots. So let's continue.
Man, you know what, Max, bro? Like, your argument ended up tying in really well, but you let your love of the cliff for Tom Brady and Stephen A. making excuses for him. I forget that you said, a year and a half ago until Game 8 when Cam Newton was injured in Pittsburgh, that he was playing MVP caliber ball. And now you're saying, well, it's been 2 or 3 years since he was balling. No, he was balling in 18 under North Turner when they had that short passing game. He was getting the ball out of his hands to Christian McCaffrey. Well, that's what Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick loves to do with that stable of backs that they have. Also, Julian Edelman underneath, who was a guy who was nicked up last year. But they will get some land yap, because that's what we call it here in Louisiana, because Cam Newton now adds a different diversity to this offense, right? Now it's not just about stopping White. It's not about stopping Burkhead. It's not about stopping Michelle. It's about understanding playing the zone run scheme. Now getting Cam Newton out of the pocket where you can have double moves, where you can have second play opportunities, which you could not have with Tom Brady. And although the weapons have not changed, I've been saying since the beginning of the offseason, or since Cam Newton was released, that he needed to go to the New England Patriots, but more so, the New England Patriots needed him. because they haven't improved on the outside. They needed someone that can add a different dimension to this offense, and Cam Newton can do that. The other thing that he can do is, one, being a Heisman Trophy winner. 2, being the #1 overall pick, offensive rookie of the year, being an MVP. He has had the spotlight on him forever. He's had the spotlight on him since he touched the football at Auburn. It won't be a spotlight too big playing behind Tom Brady or replacing Tom Brady. Cam Newton is in a perfect place to revive his career. Now, we can get to how it happened and how it shouldn't have had to be the way it went down. But you also can't say, when we talk about Cam Newton and the injuries, if he's healthy and if he's okay, that because he hasn't been in the building. Because for Tua Tagovailoa, guess what? A video was good enough. For Tua Tagovailoa, watching him work out was good enough. All I've done off season is seen Cam Newton work, seen Cam Newton hoop, seen Cam Newton pull sleds, seen Cam Newton throw with Mohamed Sanu, throw with Odell Beckham Jr. And if those videos are good enough for Tua Tagovailoa, who's been just as injured in a shorter amount of time to be drafted 5th overall, it's good enough for me to believe that Cam Newton is healthy. He will be the starter for the New England Patriots. They will make the playoffs, and he'll get more money at the end of this season.
Sounds good. That definitely sounds good, Ryan Clark.
Well, Ryan Clark, let me address some points. First of all, Max Kellerman, as it pertains to the B game, I could have a C game and wax your behind any